Put a spell on you. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
Welcome to the first of our Halloween episodes.
It's a Halloween morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too. And if you'd like to know why Sarah looks like a mom from 1988, she's about to tell you.
So, my mom gave me this sweatshirt, and it's the one that she used to wear when we went trick-or-treating as kids. And yes, it's from the late 80s. The best part was I just went to go into the other room, and I forgot that all of these little white dudes on the bottom glow in the dark. Come on, man.
She looks like she just fell out of a Mary Engelbreit calendar. It's fantastic. And we're trying to find a picture of Sarah's mom in it. Stay tuned. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is actually part of a set of 3 soaps from Adopted Acres, honoring the 3 iconic witches from Hocus Pocus. So let's meet our first witch.
All right, y'all, from the Adopted Acres page at Etsy.com.
Step into Salem and summon the magic of Halloween with the Sanderson Sister Trio from Adopted Acres Soap Co. This enchanting set features 3 2-ounce artisan shave soaps, each inspired by the infamous witches Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, and their mischievous feline companion, Binks. Perfect for collectors and fans of the spooky season, this trio captures the essence of fall with bold, warm, and mysterious fragrance blends. Each soap is crafted in small batches on our Ohio farm, ensuring quality lather, skin-loving ingredients, and a touch of seasonal mischief. So, we decided each soap needs its own episode. So today, you are meeting Winifred, the leader, a spellbinding mix of damp woods, pumpkin flesh, clove, nutmeg, and crisp apples. This blend conjures the cool air of a Salem night with earthy autumn notes layered over warm spice and orchard fruit.
He got my letters. This set is available as a bundle only. 3 shave soaps plus the Binks Aftershave Splash, crafted to complete your Halloween collection. Whether you're a Hocus Pocus fan or simply love the unique seasonal fragrances, the Sanderson Sisters Trio is sure to put a spell on you. Handcrafted in Nashville, Ohio. Small batch, artisan-made, farm-crafted. And y'all, the Binks Aftershave is made with little touches of oils from each one of the 3 Sanderson Sisters soaps. So it goes with all of them. But there are a few more mysteries and wonders to discover when we open the box.
I feel like when they see the book and the eyeball opens for the first time,
right?
Like this is the right size box for that.
This moment. All right, here we go. I think there's one other set in here that we bought. We're going to review a little bit later, but let's see how this is packaged. Y'all, some of the best presentations in the wet shaving world. First of all, carefully packaged by Hannah.
Thank you,
dear one. Thank you for your order. Have a great day, Adopted Acres. It's always a good day when this arrives. Look at this dirt and grass from the farm. Oh. And what is this? This is the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup Imaginarium. You did not see this yet. And y'all, before I knew it was going to be a shave soap set, I bought a Campfire Cravings bar soap that we will not smell today because the shave soap is a common.
Look at this presentation, you guys!
Y'all, this is absolutely beautiful. Look at the little silhouettes of the Sanderson sisters and Binks down below. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Let's see what we got. Y'all, how cool is that? All 3 witches staring at you and Bette Midler standing on her head. An homage to not only 3 witches, but 3 of the greatest actresses in the history of comedies. Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker, who was the original Annie understudy on Broadway. She went on all the time.
We even got a little Happy Halloween.
Presentation is awesome. And here is the Binks Splash with your choice of either atomizer or restrictor.
All right, y'all, we're going to start with the head witch today. So come along for an enchanted first impression.
All right, y'all, so as the lifelong Bette Midler fan, I'm going to take this in first and see what I get. We have it on good authority. This is in the Grand Champion base, y'all, and what a base. All right, here we go, taking it in. Oh, y'all, I am hit with a beautiful cologne wave of syrupy spices that hits me first. It is beautiful, reminiscent of the Avon colognes, the Wild Country, and kind of those from the 60s and 70s that my dad had all those crazy shaped bottles of. That and all of the nostalgia of those is coming along with it. They're deeper and spicier, but that kind of face is there for me, and that's where this jumps off. Hold on. Something I wish more soaps smelled like soap. It's got a beautiful, clean center to it that then branches off into something subtly woody and spicy under it, like a masculine bubble bath at a nice hotel. Hold on. A little reminiscent of Resurrection from Hoffman Grooming, that white oak and vanilla going on in there. Wow. The sweetest part is coming from a jasmine rose combination my nose is kind of getting on top, and I cannot tell where one starts and the other stops. And I don't really get either of their personalities handed to me, but just kind of this beautiful, light, natural sweetness over the top of it with a little feminine twist. Why not? And then, y'all, if wood can be tangy, that's what I'm getting in the middle of this. Some kind of beautiful white cypress or something split open and maybe subtly smoked. So I am getting a wood that's beautifully sweet and a little bit spicy to the nose, reminiscent of a little effervescence going on in this. Nice. Maybe part of the potion. Bubbling, toiling, troubling. And not Halloweeny for me, but spooky in the way if you crept up to your grandparents' attic, which I used to do, and it was laden down with all of the stuff from your great-grandparents, which that attic was, and you unveil a giant portrait of this witch painted on black velvet. This somehow is what that painting in that dusty attic would smell like to me. Those subtle florals, that dustiness. So I don't really get like pumpkin or earthiness or anything else coming out of that I get from Samhain, from Southern Witchcrafts, and now Barrister and Man. If the people sending him their oils will get their act together. And the coolest thing about the florals is I usually have a floral threshold where I'm like, love it, love it, love it. Keep it there. Don't go any further. Somehow with these florals, there is nothing pokey about the sweets. I just want to wrap myself up in a big blanket of these florals. Now, hold on. Before I pass it over, there's something that they're standing on. There is something darker that's underneath all of this. Hold on.
The spooky level, maybe.
It's not boozy, but I think it is kind of a spice. A little cardamom, a little something like that, soft and masculine under the surface. Almost suede-y kind of a thing. Yeah, this is cool. I kind of envision this is what ladies would smell like 300 years ago. Like when I smell Coswell Massey's number 6, that's what George Washington actually kind of smelled like. This, and I love that because, hey, Winifred is brought back from hundreds of years ago each Halloween, so it makes perfect sense to me. All right, would you like some of this witch for your very own? It's awesome. Doug, what a great first scent this is. I can't wait for the other two. Okay. All right, take it in. See what you get.
I feel like it does paint a really good picture. Like, I could have just walked by her and gotten a whiff of this.
I know, totally.
It does have something dark and spooky in here. That does go for the Halloween season. But that almost, like, dark spiciness creates, like, my brain is trying to picture what I know is kind of close to these. And I do get, like, a mahogany kind of colored wood or, like, a suede kind of her cloak vibe.
Right.
If those can have a smell, somehow that's creating it here. And then you're right. There's something still, like, pretty and a little feminine, although I don't think you couldn't wear it. Like, I know Barbasol and other stuff have rose in it, but there's something in this type of rose, like, it's not quite potpourri rose, but something has happened to it. Like, it's a little more dried. It's almost like a velvet rose. That's not a thing, but, like, the texture I'm seeing, something happened to the rose. Maybe it's just aged with her all these years. I don't know, but it still smells like a rose.
And I love that you said potpourri rose, because that's absolutely, for me, what it was, wakening up a sense of nostalgia from that beautiful scent from the 80s and 90s. And it does have kind of a little country kitchen vibe to it, reminiscent that this comes from a family on a farm in Asheville, Ohio, right? Love that. It's all coming together.
I can't tell if it's a dampness coming through or something that's super dried out.
Oh.
Like the spices, I think it says there's clove and nutmeg, but something about them is a little off kilter in a fun way. Like that adds the spookiness side.
Right.
They're still in there for sure. They're warm, they're spicy, but the dampness and then that extra kind of dried out, aged thing. I think that's why you were even guessing like a bourbon or something.
Right.
Like something has happened to them in this formula, but it's adding a fun side to the scent. Like it makes you want to get to know this character.
Yes.
And I think, okay, I'm getting something sweet as well. Not gourmandy, but I'm not sure if it's the pumpkin flesh or the apples. Like there's something in here that's a gentle sweet, but it's not quite fully gourmandy. Like I don't want to take a bite, but I feel like the other two witches would be more candy-esque, where Winifred wouldn't. She would have something like that, like almost like a pumpkin tea, or like a, something that was brewing, like you said, an effervescence.
Right.
Like there's something in front of her. She wouldn't be eating the candy, but she would have something fall-ish, and those are helping bring that across.
Oh, I found the apple. I missed it the first time. You know what it is? You know the very tart center of an apple as you get kind of close to the core, and it's got that kind of pungent tartness to it. You turn that way down, and that is part of the spice that's swirling around in here. The apple is not being added to give a sweet, soapy sense. It's being added to give tartness, to give even a tiny squinchiness for the rest of these gorgeous, soft, round scent notes to sit on. Beautiful, and the opposite of how I thought he'd be using apple in this.
Well, it's funny because I feel like smelling this now, it completely works for Winifred. It would have been super easy to go like leather-bound book scent,
Right.
pages,
Dirt,
old
grave.
library,
Yeah,
something like
right.
that. But it doesn't, and I do feel like, every time you watch the movie, you still really love her character.
Right, yeah.
She's completely herself, but something in that, there is that rose size. There's a part of it that has her as maybe more of like the lady herself, not just the witch, but that you want to get to know more.
The rose! I just got it.
Although if you look at the list, it doesn't say anything about florals, so we could be completely making that up.
Lies. And y'all, why don't you come along with us while we reevaluate these scent notes and build you a grand champion lather. All right, y'all, back to the Adopted Acres page at Etsy.com.
Winifred, the leader, a spellbinding mix of damp woods, pumpkin flesh, clove, nutmeg, and crisp apples. This blend conjures the cool air of a Salem night. It does have a nighttime vibe, with earthy autumn notes layered over warm spice and orchard fruit.
It does have a little bit of that under the starry sky.
Yeah.
From Dua, right? Totally.
Not quite incensey, but there's somehow it's dark outside.
That's it. It's incense, not smoke. The tang of the fruit in this pulling against the not mentioned florals are the magic in this for me. It's just opening up whole new accords. Okay, let's back up. How are you sensing the damp woods?
It's funny because they're super attractive. I know when you read damp woods, you kind of think like dark and danky, but it's almost a sweet kind of like fresh rain kind of feel somehow. I think putting that next to the pumpkin flesh almost put a cap on how dark the dampness was going to go.
Because it's not that dark.
No.
Y'all, this does not go tobacco patchouli territory, oody at all. Stays kind of above the surface. But that's why it has to be done with a tang. It still needs something formidable in the middle, and that's how it's bringing it out. Now, clove and nutmeg are not what you expect in the perfuming world from what you expect in the pumpkin pie spices world. When we smell our clove and nutmeg raw materials from Perfumer's Apprentice, I get kind of a smoky sense from the clove. I get a definite kind of acrid hit from the nutmeg. Like it's very different, and you have to perfume them carefully. How are you sensing them? Because I think it's kind of together for me.
Yeah, but to me, that's where the dry scent is coming from. Like they're almost like they've been like super dried out.
Right.
They're there and they're spicy, but that's what's making them more like the warmer side, not a in your face hit somehow.
Almost like a hay kind of feel to them on that other sweet side.
If you open that little museum room and it's super old and it hasn't been opened forever, like there's something in that dry side that's coming out.
And then this is where I think the top half of that magic trick's being done. I don't think you're getting the apples here from like Cider House 5. I think those are phenomenal, sweet, round, soapy, beautiful, dreamy apples. This is more of like a beginning to ferment Apple on its way to a boozy Halloween party, on its way to actual cider, that tang in the middle. You'll know what I mean. You've smelled a hard cider bottle, you know?
I almost get the lighter apples, like a Fuji one or something. Not quite green apple, not a Honey Crisp. Like, they're very subtle, but they're there, just gently to sweeten things, not quite gourmandy,
right,
but just a little whisper of fall fun.
And you know what's funny? We've got 7 or 8 pumpkin flesh soaps, including Blue Sawen that was just released. I don't actually get what I think of pumpkin flesh in any of them. Like, we used to carve a pumpkin every year, and that beautiful, humid hit that you get when you first take the lid off of your pumpkin and you see all those stringy things and the seeds inside, that's kind of what I'm expecting from a pumpkin flesh note. But I always get something a little bit more pumpkin pie-ish than that actual, like, pumpkin flesh in the shave soaps. Well, what is this bowl, you might ask? Well, this is a very early prototype of the Philip Sharp shaving bowls. And I'm just gonna grab a little sliver of this ultra soft Grand Champion base here, and we're going to make a thin layer along the texture of that 3D printed bowl. A big, wide, thin layer, because the first goal is just to get this soap onto your brush, and then we'll build the bubbles from there. Little bit on the thirsty side this base is, so I'm going to give it about 15 sprays to get it started. I got Sarah her second chiseled hound brush for our wedding last weekend, but this was our first. This is the season of the witch brush from Barrister and Mann, made with some of New England's finest sticks.
So we had to bust it out for the witchy episodes.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. We're going to go one direction, we're going to go the other, and just start loading that soap up onto the bristles of our broomstick. Every 30 seconds or so, she's going to turn the brush in her hand, give those bristles a new orientation to come at that soap. But as you can see, we're not building a lather yet. Oh, nay, nay. We're just transferring the medium. If things get a little pasty and grindy, go grab a tiny bit of water onto the bristles. But remember, we're just transferring the soap at this stage. And just about the time it's all gone from the bottom of your bowl, don't know where it went, we're going to go down, grab the rest of the water, and start building our lather in earnest. Now from here, you can either take it right to the face, to the legs, wherever you don't want hair. We're going to take ours back to the bowl. And look at that coming through. Y'all, this new Grand Champion base has been making waves in this hobby. We were excited to see Mark Cerati covering the Good Stewart on the Monday morning mailbag the other day. Our potion needs a little more water.
Oh, this new base. Look at this leather,
y'all. Unmatched. There is nothing like this in the wet shaving world. This really quickly climbed up my top 5 favorites list. And actually, Doug, thanks a lot, because once you gave me this base, I actually kind of felt free to start buying a couple of new razors that I was a little scared of before, and I got the Ollieworks Meteorite stainless steel. So this base is so good, it might cost you money on new razors. The chisel plow is back in stock at Adopted Acres. Unique razor. Check that out. That looks incredible. I don't know what that potion was designed to do, but I'm pretty sure it's going to work. Would you like to pull a bit on my moneymaker and show these good folks how this covers? Y'all, you seeing that? One coat, right? It just feels like butter. Like there is like a frosting consistency to this on your face. And yet, what I said after I had my very first shave with it was it has a sense of transparency. It's super thick, super protective.
Yep.
But in the mirror, you just feel you and the razor. It's amazing.
And like the post-shave feel kind of vibes, I feel like there's something after it too that we were like, wait, there's more to this.
Okay, why am I getting a sense of leather even now when I smell this? It is absolutely beautiful in how these cleans are coming together. And I love a clean, soapy scent that has a giant spike in the middle of something extra tangy, something extra woody and spicy, so those cleans can just cling to it like a Christmas tree. You want to take this down a little deeper? Let's see what we can find. All right, so I think I know what some of our brothers and sisters in the Whiff Pack might be wondering, because I was wondering the same thing. It's hard to see a set of soaps based on witchcraft without a little bit of a reference to our good friends at the recently fallen Southern Witchcrafts. They went out of business last year, but y'all, not all is lost. Samhain is coming back from Barrister and Man this year. But how does this relate to you, to our favorite from Southern Witchcraft's Autumn Ash?
Okay, Autumn Ash to me is a little darker, but it paints that kind of fall town vibe in a very similar kind of perspective. Like, I do feel like I'm on a set and it's got fall everywhere. It does have the older, darker, like, I know for them it's the little museum thing, but the damp and aged sides are definitely in this still. This one has a little bit more of like a Disney filter over it. Like, they rounded the corners 100%. A little bit. So it's a little more family friendly, I would say.
That's what I was going to say. Way more crowd pleasing than Autumn Ash. I mean, kind of the same direction, but Autumn Ash does indulge in the smokes and the tars.
A little braver in that.
Right, those kind of things. No, this is still definitely your slightly dangerous Halloween party with some candy corn over there.
I think Winifred always puts off like a big sister vibe.
Kind of.
So there's something in this that, you know, she tries to be tough and mean, but there is that part of her that still is the big sister that comes through.
Now, there was a splash that came with this set, you say. Binks, well, y'all, we're going to save Binks for the Sarah episode, our third episode of the Sanderson sisters, only because the oil brilliantly used to make Binks is made up of a little touch of the oil from the other 3 soaps. So it goes with all of them and adds to all of them. So we're going to wait. We don't want to give away our first impression for the next 2 witches. So stay tuned for the Sarah episode where we will open Binks.
Although after talking to Doug, he is having a lot of fun mixing and matching the soaps. So in our second episode, we'll do one with her all by herself, and then we'll mix it with Winifred and lather that up so you can hear about that too.
I know this is weird, but if I had to totally rename this, I might call this Halloween at the Beach. And I'm not sure why. Something about the florals in here are a little bit reminiscent in some of those California sunscreens that I grew up with my whole life. There's just something beautifully and deeply crowd-pleasing about this one.
It's not quite coastal, but there is something about like adventuring and finding a new place. Like there's always that fun little Hallmark store in town or like the country shop. Like there's something in my brain that takes me to a location like that. Wherever this is located, it just has a fall spin on the town.
And this is like a 9 on the charm scale, y'all. There's just something about how these come together that make me want to smile. Well, Bette Midler has a similar effect on me. Bette tells the dirtiest jokes live in her concerts. I went to one where I took my mom and there was an 8-year-old sitting next to me. And I was like, oh, have you seen Bette before? And her mom was like, no, but we love beaches. And I was like, uh-oh. 10 minutes in, they were gone. I literally can't tell you my mom's favorite joke that Bette used to tell because we will get a YouTube strike. But you can look it up. I will tell you the punchline. Ain't you got a vase? Giggity. So it's pretty simple. Y'all just be a couple of kids growing up in the San Francisco Bay Area, particular fans of the Disney lane of Halloween movies. Halloween Town. Y'all, but just about the time 3 of your favorite actresses make a scary movie for Halloween and you love it, you're going to be a little bit distraught because it's going to be 30 years before Doug Lane's going to help you know what they smelled like, but you will get your own! So head over to etsy.com/shop/Adopted Acres Soap Co. to find this and all kinds of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Winifred and gotten to know all of the Sanderson sister soaps. This one has the sass. This one has the edge. This one has the ability to take the florals and give them a funeral home edge that I can't get over, because when that mixes with the autumnals, this is the one that brings out the characters of the other 2 when you mix them together. I adore this. And this Grand Champion base came out of the gate in my top 5 bases in all of the hobby, and I am so happy to have it in some new scents now. Thanks, y'all. Come along for the next 2 Sanders. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our October giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Happy Chap Shave.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first November episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
You know, there is also something a tiny bit earthy inside of this Grand Champion base that goes so beautifully with this scent. I can't even see straight. I love it when the medium itself adds a little bit of charm to the scent.
They're like the damp woods, but it almost has like a doughiness somehow. It's not quite that, but it's if I could get something that's close.
Right.
It's damp, but then it has a little bit of that part in there too.
Love it. And you know what's funny? I'm going to proclaim this to be a feminine scent through a masculine filter.
I'm with you.
That's the best way to describe this.
I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm so curious to see how that fits with the other two sisters, though. Like if they're meant to go next to each other. This is a wonderful leeway into the fun we're about to have.
And I think we might even get some insight into who the true wicked witch of that story was as these episodes wear merrily forward. Well, Doug Lane, thank you for knowing exactly where these two nostalgic kids wanted to spend their Halloween amongst these old friends. And Kara, thank you for the encouragement and the little touches that you added to all of them that Doug was telling us about that helped make them special. It just makes us feel all the more special.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell more witchy just watching this.